Jujutsu Kaisen might be coming to an end and Mappa really messed up. So right now there's rumors and talks about an animator strike happening from Mappa Studio, and we all know Mappa Studio works on Jujutsu Kaisen. And I know you guys, this isn't the first time you're probably hearing about Mappa Studio and their work conditions, because we also heard about this when it came to Attack on Titan, the final season. No one wanted to pick Attack on Titan the final season up. No animation studio. Not Ufotable, not Madhouse, nobody. But Mappa picked it up. Mappa decided to pick up Attack on Titan on this short time crunch and was able to break through it. And that's where all the jokes and memes came about, oh, Mappa Studio employees only see their families once a year. But it's kind of looking like that was kind of true with all of these tweets that we're getting. All this is unfolding faster than Gojo can throw up a domain expansion. Mappa Studio employees took to Twitter and decided to spill some tea on their work conditions and just how they get paid and everything. And one of them even went as far to say is, I'm done, this isn't fun anymore. But some of you may not say Mappa has a lot on their plate, because some people only know Mappa Studio for Jujutsu Kaisen. But Mappa Studio also worked on anime like Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan the final season, Dororo, Chainsaw Man, Yuri on Ice, and multiple other projects. And a lot of them went on Twitter saying their pay is horrible, they work crazy hours, the board doesn't care about them, and a lot of them have valid points. One person even said that the anime, when we work on it, it's only hours before we finish that it actually hits air. I'm thinking, that's a pretty crazy time crunch. An episode is supposed to be released on, let's say, Wednesday at 5 o'clock, and you're finishing the episode on Wednesday at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock. That's crazy. And just to put that in perspective and to think about everything that must go on behind the scenes at Mappa, it really makes you think and understand how hard the animators are overworked. And that's why I don't mind when Mappa cuts corners or we get some CGI or something like that. I cut them a break. I'm an anime fan, but I don't go that hard because I know the conditions. But wait, it gets even wilder. It gets spicier. And I know the fans, the fans are going to love it, but they're going to like it, if you know what I mean. The Sukuna versus Maharaga fight was only 30% of what the animators intended to put on the screen. Now let's take that into perspective. The Sukuna versus Maharaga fight is trending. It almost broke the internet. Streaming sites, some of them were running slow because everyone was ready to see the Sukuna versus Maharaga fight. It was only 30% of what they wanted. This was going down as like one of the best fights of all year. This was going into like people's top 10 anime fights of all time. It was animated perfectly. We had like the shot of Maharaga swimming up the building. We had some crazy stuff going on with that fight. But it was only 30%. They wanted to do more. Could you imagine if the Mappa Studio animators gave us 100%? But they couldn't because they were on the time crunch to release the episode, and they only managed to get it out hours before it was actually supposed to air. They were rushed. When's the last time we heard of someone in the anime industry being rushed and weren't able to finish project to the fullest? Tai Kubo with the Bleach. And we see how that turns out. It really, when people are rushed on these projects and they gotta work these crazy hours, like Tai Kubo, it really makes him not want to put as much effort into the project. Tai Kubo got to a point where he was like, okay, I just want to wrap Bleach up because no one cares about me. And if that's not enough chaos for you, we find out also they're spilling all the tea. They're telling us all the news on Twitter. These animes are going crazy. They let us know that the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie was extremely rushed. Most anime movies take like 2-3 years to do. They had to do this in under a year. They had to do Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, which was beautiful and amazing, under a year. And at the same time, Mappa Studios was also working on Chainsaw Man at the time and Attack on Titan. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were working on those two anime at the time around Jujutsu Kaisen Zero came out. So they were on a time crunch, short staffed, and they weren't getting paid well, and they were probably only getting like 3 hours of sleep. I understand why Mappa employees have a problem. Like at this point, like the Jujutsu Kaisen movie was done with 42 cents, a can of Coke, 3 air mattresses, and a sleeping bag. Like I'm joking, but I'm serious, because when do they have time to sleep? The last time I saw people work this hard, it was 1652. But the real kicker is there's rumors and whispers about Jujutsu Kaisen getting a delay so the animators can take a break. Nope, that was denied. No breaks for them. I guess what you want to call the corporate anime world, and when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen, Mappa's higher ups, they want the cash grab. They bought slots to be on television. They bought slots for the anime to air. And if they don't fulfill those slots, they lose out on money. A lot of them are doing it all for the money. They don't really care about the animators, and that's why the animators went to Twitter and they're addressing them. And a lot of animators are just quitting, walking out, or straight up getting fired because they broke NDA. Like when you say stuff on Twitter like this, talking about work conditions and talking about what's going on and posting really wild stuff, and posting anything like this breaks your NDA. Talking about work conditions breaks your NDA, so they essentially get fired. So what does that mean for Jujutsu Kaisen? Like I'm not saying I mind it. Go ahead, animators, go on strike, take a break. Y'all need it. But as a fan and as like someone who avidly watches Jujutsu Kaisen, what does this mean for us? But I 100% understand, because this isn't the first thing something like this has happened. This happens all the time in the corporate anime world. Like, for example, I know it got to a point where Tagashi, he got kicked out of Shonen Jump because he was literally sick and he couldn't have his time slot for Hunter x Hunter to be ready. They have to come out with chapters every week. Like take Oda, for example. There's a time where Oda was only getting 3 hours of sleep a week because he had to work on One Piece, because One Piece was in a weekly time slot. And then Oda started taking breaks. Like Oda got a break every so often, but that doesn't bother us One Piece fans. Like we're like, okay, if Oda's cooking, let him take a break. If the animators are cooking, let them take a break. I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'm speaking for all of us when I say I'm pretty sure if the animators take a week break, or we don't get an episode of Jujutsu Kaisen for a week, we're gonna be fine. We're not gonna die, we're not gonna riot, we're not gonna kirk. We'll be fine if we go a week without Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, in conclusion, I say all this to say, we watch anime on the front end, and I don't really think a lot of people think about what's going on the back end and why we might not be getting Jujutsu Kaisen or things like that. So I just wanted to make this video to maybe, you know, spread a little knowledge to you guys, let you guys know what's going on with Jujutsu Kaisen and how bad Mappa messed up. And if your favorite show like Jujutsu Kaisen goes on a year hiatus, or maybe like a 6-month hiatus, don't be upset. Let's just be patient. Hey, we're gonna get it. Read the manga. But I say all that to say, let's just give them a break. Let's support our animators. Let's support Jujutsu Kaisen. But with all that being said, I want you guys to have a good day or night wherever on the world, and peace.